And welcome to our June edition of Sports Highlights, graduation month for our 5 high schools in Newport News. For more, log on to nnpstv.com. This is Sports Highlights since February of 1992, online on nnpstv.com. On Mondays, it airs on Cox Cable 47, 517 at 7 a.m., 2 p.m., and 7 p.m. Weekends, start your weekend off at 9 a.m. Student show today. For the June 2018 show, we have Deja Brown and Ryan Mullen, who go to Warwick and Woodside. Good to see you.
Nice to see you too, Greg.
Deja, let's talk about yourself. How did you get involved in the telecom program?
I got involved by Mr. Price coming to Warwick and showing the truck, and he gave me a brochure and told me everything I can do in telecom. And I was also interested in communication, so that's how I got involved.
I was actually in the communications class at Woodside High School, and my guidance counselor recommended this program to me, and I had no idea about it. So I did the summer training, and I fell in love with it.
You got a year under your belt. What did you learn the most?
Wow, I learned a lot. Camera operating, I did audio, we did football games, we did school board meetings. I learned how to report and lots of other stuff.
Multitasking.
Yes,
well.
yes.
As far as you, Ryan, you go to Woodside High School. You like graphics. So what was the biggest challenge for you this year?
Biggest challenge was not only doing graphics, but having to expand on everything else. I had to learn a lot of new things, the software that they use for graphics, and just being able to put like score out for football games and everything that I learned.
How about that Adobe software? How was that?
Getting to learn that, it was a challenge, but I kind of know it now. It's pretty good.
You look at it too, Deja, the technology is constantly
Changing and advancing.
So what are your thoughts about that?
It's pretty cool, especially Jim Anklem. He's been here for 30 years, and he said he remembers the first printer, and it's crazy.
Well, yeah, we use fax machines, typewriters, all that stuff. I mean, the internet still is not that old, but it's always evolving. Do you spend a lot of time doing computer work to skill your craft off property?
Yeah, when I'm not here on the computer, I'm at home doing something, trying to learn Photoshop, editing, making short films, doing YouTube, etc.
Right. So a lot of your hobbies too, Deja, you enjoy the cooking. Obviously, you enjoy cooking and you enjoy rap. So what do you enjoy the most? Or TV of the three?
Wow. I can't really choose. I do everything so often. It's like, but
Right. Well, you're a rap music artist.
Yes,
right?
I am.
All right. Well, let's talk about some rap. Who do you look up to in the rap game today?
I would say Cardi B or Nicki Minaj.
Right.
Not only they're women in a dominated male industry, but their music is really awesome. They tell a story, you know.
Music is music. It's a good thing. I grew up listening to the Sugar Hill Gang and proud of it too, and the Gap Band and all that stuff. As far as music, and do you ever watch the music videos for audio and video ideas, or you watch it just as a fan?
I watch it as a fan, and I also love going to music videos and trying to learn the effects and the shots that they do so I can do it my own way.
I guess you guys are realizing too, no matter what you do, the score or the soundtrack is so important when you're doing a production, you know, whether it's the audio or the video, it all kind of meshes together, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely. All right, well, when you talk about advice for kids that want to be in the telecom program, you just finished year one. You're both juniors. You're coming back next year. So let's do a recruiting tool. Somebody wants to come into telecom in the fall of 18, spring of 19. What advice would you give them?
I would say definitely keep your mind open. You know, you never know what you're going to learn, and you can learn anything about communications in this program. Anything you want to do.
I would say to be prepared to work well with others, because you can't do a big production by yourself. It's always
a team.
You have to be a team.
Yeah, you learn from your instructors too. The biggest thing too is, I'm sure you were told, being on time is very important, because if you're late, that can affect the whole production, correct?
Yes.
So
Yes.
how important is it to be on time?
Oh,
Very
important.
important. Very important.
Especially when you're doing a live game, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Right. We're talking to two students. This is the student show today on Sports Highlights. Glad you're with us. For more, log on to nnpstv.com, at Greg Bickle on Twitter. Talking to Deja Brown. She's a junior at Warwick High School, class of 19. Ryan Mullen, a junior at Woodside High School, class of 19 for the Wolverines, too. Talk about the field trip museum. Talk about it.
DC was amazing. I never been to the museum, and I learned a lot of stuff, especially with the tags. They had, exhibits and all the newspapers. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I've never seen a museum, especially like with everything like papers and news, yeah, and like seeing the technology. And the FBI section was really cool as well.
Yeah, it was cool.
You mentioned you went to Woodside and they have a TV program or somewhat. How would you compare that to this, what you've learned here?
Here at Channel 47, it's just a big step up. Like, because we're in a small classroom, we're like limited by space, and we just do a morning show. Here we get to do big productions, we can do football games. It's just a lot more and better equipment as well.
Talking about working with others is so important, getting along, right? Whether it's at school, at your school, working during the business hours, or coming here working on a production. Talk about how important it is to have good professors like Mr. Price and Carl Daniels. Talk about them.
They do know their stuff. They do.
Yeah.
And what I like about them the most is they don't just tell us, they allow us to figure it out ourselves and see if we can learn. They're awesome teachers.
I love how they also let us use equipment when we need to, because
Yeah.
not all of us own cameras or a computer to edit on, so they allow us to use all their equipment.
Right, when I was in college, when I was in high school, we didn't have a program. I got into radio and TV in college, but not really into TV until my junior year. Y'all are getting hands-on experience
Yeah.
your junior and senior year in high school. So I guess that's still the best thing, Deja, when you're on your own, kind of like to multitask and
Yes.
experiment before you get here, right?
Yes.
Always try to work on something, a project.
Yes, sir.
So,
Keep myself busy.
Like, what's your favorite project to work on?
Music videos.
Right, we'll talk about it.
Music videos, I like how I edit them, and I like how they just all come together. You could tell a story. Some music videos tell a story depending on the song.
And you can be like the creative part too, right?
Yeah.
You can think about it, process it, that type of
Yeah.
thing. Talk about your vlogs.
My vlogs,
Yes.
they're everyday vlogs. So I may go to Petco, take my dog washing. We may go out to eat with family time. My home is open to everybody.
Wow.
Everybody know my mom, my dad. If you watch it, my family. I just
So-
opened up my life.
So you just put your phone on and put it right on YouTube sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Would you do something like that, or are you more private?
No, I do YouTube. I've been doing YouTube since around 2011.
Yeah.
Over 400 videos now.
Yeah, YouTube is unbelievable. What do you like about YouTube the most? Because we have a lot of our games on YouTube.
It's international.
Yes.
I look at my phone, my analytics,
Analytics.
Yeah.
and somebody from Mexico, Spain, Venezuela.
Right.
It's cool.
And the key thing about that is they're all Google words, because Google and YouTube go hand in hand. So whatever the words you type in for your particular video or sporting event or show or whatever, it's all, they can find it by those words. That makes it a lot easier too. Well, you mentioned rapping as well. It was nice to see Meek Mills go to another level, because he's a good guy, and he deserves a second chance.
Yes, he does. I believe everybody deserves a second chance, no matter what you do. You
Right.
know.
What are your plans for the summer?
Oh, a lot more YouTube.
Yeah.
I'll have more time to do short films, hopefully enter some competitions. And I'm trying to win an award for a short film this summer.
We'll talk about it. What kind of short film are you working on?
I did a bowling one, and that was for the tele competition. I'm planning on doing a boxing short film soon.
Yeah, that's really nice too, that you can create your own stuff. And
Yes.
that y'all do a lot of the public service announcements
Yeah.
here, and talk about some of the public service announcements y'all been involved in.
I did a don't drink and drive public service announcement. I think that's a real important thing, especially during around this time where prom and seniors go out and have fun. So
Summertime.
yes, don't drink and drive.
Right, don't drink and drive anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did one on suicide prevention and bullying, because that's a big problem nowadays.
Is bullying a
Huge
big
problem.
problem at school?
Yes.
It is,
It's
still
big.
today.
Yes.
Still, yes.
We'll talk about why is it a problem.
There's so many people and that just pick on the smaller person there.
The peer pressure.
Peer pressure, oh God, yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully that will put an end to it. We don't see anybody bullied. And of course, if you are bullied, tell your principal and your parents right away too. This is Sports Highlights, and we're learning about these students right here. They work behind the scenes, folks, to bring you productions like graduations, like sporting events, like school board meetings. All right, talk about what was the biggest challenge. Was it the sporting event, the school board meeting, a public service announcement, or graduation? And they're all tough.
I believe a graduation. It's on a way bigger scale than a football field.
Yeah.
A football field I got used to really quick. You know, a graduation, more people and families, and so graduation definitely is
These students, folks,
a challenge.
too, you're right. These students, broadcast the CNU graduation, but they're also doing the student graduations at the Hampton Coliseum, too.
Yes.
Correct? That's a big deal as well, right?
Yes.
It's kind of emotional because you're seeing some of your friends graduate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're getting a little teary-eyed as they go on, and by the time you finish that weekend, it's you're a big part of the community by helping with these graduations too. You talk about evolving. How would you like to evolve? What's the next step for you as far as what would you like to evolve in the next year?
Definitely my YouTube channel, my subscribers. I would definitely like to evolve in that. I would like to advance in my learning with so far as technology, because of course that's evolving all the time. And
When you talk about your personal time, is the computer and the internet something you can't live without? If they took it away from you for a week, and let's just say, okay, Ryan, you have to just exercise, go for a walk, play basketball, but you have to give it up for 7 straight days, your phone or your computer, your reaction would be?
I wouldn't make it. I'd be dead. I cannot survive without my computer or my phone.
You have to have both.
I have to.
It
Yeah.
just shows you the times we live in. What are some of your fun things that make you smile away from TV production in school? Anything.
I would say, wow, that's hard, because it's like it's so involved in my life. So it's like
Well, a family.
I
of
couldn't
course.
even. Well, of course,
yeah.
family time. Maybe play a board game.
Okay, very good.
Maybe play a board game.
Spending time with friends, just going out to see a movie or just hanging out at your house. It's really fun. You can.
Right.
Yeah.
One thing about movies, we still went to them, whether it was 20 years ago or now, it's still.
Yeah.
Still a big thing. Yeah.
Well, we learned a lot about these two kids. We got 2 more coming up. We got Darren Cooper, and we also got Jason Hoyle, Deja Brown, Ryan Mullen. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Greg.
That was a lot of fun. Very good. All right, folks, this is the June edition of Sports Highlights, going behind the scenes with some of our TV kids who are people too. Stay tuned.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a scientist. I want to be a doctor. I want to be an engineer.
Our younger students have the right idea. Today's leading careers are involved in science, technology, engineering, and math. Newport News Public Schools has embarked on an aggressive STEM education initiative that prepares students to take full advantage of STEM opportunities in higher education and career fields. So, what do you want to be when you grow up?
And welcome back to our June edition of Sports Highlights right here on Cox Cable 47517 and nnpstv.com. Part of our Kids Are People 2 show for our students from the telecom program who do a great job behind the scenes and some even on the air. Let's welcome Darren Cooper and Jason Hoyle. Darren is a senior at Menchville High School. He specializes in camera. Jason's a senior at Woodside. He also specializes in camera. Good to see you.
Hey, how you doing? Okay.
Darren, talk about your background. How did you get involved in photography and broadcasting?
Well, in 8th grade, I started a YouTube channel, and I would just go around with my friends and vlog and stuff. And I was like, you know what? I don't really like being in front of the camera. So I was like, let me try, working behind the camera. And then I just fell in love. And then my brother, excuse me, he played basketball for Menchville. So I would always see telecom out there, working. I see the students. I'm like, what is that? So my mom Googled it, and she found it, and we had an interview with Mr. Price, this supervisor. So, yeah, so.
We'll talk about your brother. Talk about his name and tell him what he did.
It's Devin Cooper. He is now in the military. He's in the Air Force. He played basketball, ran track, and played soccer. So,
Very nice.
yeah.
Jason, talk about your background. Of course, you want to be a helicopter pilot, but how did you get involved in broadcasting?
I started the communications magnet program from freshman year. I walked in when they were doing a freshman walk around for the school, and I walked into this class and I said, well, there's art, but I wanted to try something different. So when I saw this, I was like, this is really cool, this stuff with TV, and I've always enjoyed watching TV and cartoons as a kid. So I said, what would it be like to actually work with this kind of stuff? So I decided to do the program, and my teacher, Mr. Nornberg, he got me into this program because he told me about it, and he said I would be great for it, and I just applied, did the summer training program, and I got into it.
The animation with cartoons is amazing, isn't
Yes.
it? I mean, whether it's Bugs Bunny or The Simpsons, it's just unbelievable, isn't it?
The way they depict and animate, it's like, you would think, oh yeah, it's easy just to have the cartoon for like 30 minutes, but that 30 minutes takes days to draw every
weeks.
little scene and weeks to just have the voiceover, and it's crazy, but once it's all pieced together, it just looks amazing.
And you know this by being on YouTube, that some people spend more time on YouTube than watching TV because
Yes.
it's like Google, you type in anything and anything will pop up like an old school cartoon like Popeye will
Yeah,
pop up.
yeah.
And you can see it. So what are your thoughts about when you're diving into YouTube, you see
Well,
everything?
that's definitely me. I never get on. I never watch TV ever.
Except for this show, please, folks.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I spend all my whole day just on YouTube, just clicking random videos, just because it's easy access.
Right,
So
I mean, even old school rap, she was talking about too.
Yeah.
You can see, or cooking or food.
Yeah, it's all up there.
It's like if you like to scrap metal, it's
Yeah.
all stuff about
Yeah.
scrap metaling on there too. All right, let's talk to Jason about the helicopter pilot, because that's a unique situation, and you see a lot of the military and the police using helicopters.
Yes. I always thought helicopters were a very unique vehicle, mainly because it kind of came in much later than the airplane itself. Helicopters, it's just been around for a while, and I've been on an airplane, you know, traveling to different places, but I've always wanted to get the experience of flying or being in a helicopter. But I said, no, I'm going to go for flying it, because I come from a generation of where my grandfather and my father were both military, and they both, you know, worked with and on helicopters. So I said, well, I want to actually fly one. So I would be the first one in my family to do so. And I thought I would continue the generation, but by adding something new, by flying the helicopters.
And the one thing about helicopters, so you're not in an airplane, it's kind of like your own small vessel,
Yes.
but you can't take it for granted. Every instrument is important.
It's like an airplane, taking off is optional, but landing is required, because it's like you have to go straight. You're going in one direction, and it's so hard to turn. With a helicopter, you can fly, you can stop immediately, and you can just land slowly, just right
How about
below
air
you.
traffic control for helicopters?
It should be a little bit easier as long as air traffic control can do their job and make sure that the helicopters have different flight plans and schedules of when they should leave, who's leaving, and they keep track of where every single helicopter is at, because that's property, valuable property that the military contains, and so it's good to make sure that air traffic control can keep track of all of that.
Menchville's Homecoming King, how was that experience?
it was an experience. I kind of wasn't expecting it. It just happened, but you know.
For a long time, it was just the girls getting on. Or
Exactly.
What are your thoughts since you weren't expecting it?
Well, to be honest, my brother was homecoming king, so you know.
Why not, right?
Yeah, so I just ran, and surprisingly, I got it. So
The College of Visual Arts in New York.
Yes, sir.
I spent some time in New York. Are you looking forward to the big city?
I'm so excited. Just living in Newport News my whole life, I kind of get tired of seeing the same old stuff. Here, everything's shut down by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock.
Right.
Stores are dead.
Yeah.
Can't get something to eat. But
Right.
New York City, it's all night long. So.
Exactly. And whether you would work or play, it's something
Yeah.
for everyone in New York City
Yes,
too.
sir.
How do you plan on spending your summer?
I was planning on trying to do physical training for the military, and I'm also going to something called Zero Week for ROTC program, and it's basically basic training itself where they teach me how to use a firearm, how to march, how to do anything that a soldier needs to do to get the name as a soldier. So I'll be preparing myself for that, so I'm going to use my summer up wisely for that.
And you?
I'm just gonna be just taking pictures, doing little side jobs and see where it takes me.
What production and crews did you enjoy the most this last few years? Was there any certain productions and crew members you enjoyed the most?
Well, my crew member right here is definitely gonna be one of my faves, but My favorite production, I would have to say the basketball games for sure. Just because, you know, I kind of relate because I play basketball. And
Right. And it's small, it's intimate.
Exactly.
You can see the people's faces.
Yes, sir.
That's one thing about basketball. You can see the reaction.
The expressions,
Football,
yeah.
there's no reaction because
No.
they're covered in a helmet.
Yeah.
What about you?
For me, I would say all of them. I loved all the productions, but I would have to choose the graduations, whether it was the CNU graduations or it's the regular high school graduations, because like you guys said, you get to see the reactions of when they get to walk up on the stage and grab their diploma and smile and wave, and they get to see the families and all the friends, and I always thought that was really cool, and it's like a big honor to have that chance to see these different graduations from different schools, and especially from CNU. So I've always enjoyed doing graduations.
I can tell you've enjoyed school, but you're ready to move on.
Yes, sir. Very
You can
true.
see it all over your eyes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you're ready to go to the next chapter.
Yes, sir.
Right. What advice would you give to kids? We asked the same question to Deja and Ryan that want to be in broadcasting.
I would say just go into it, but with an open mind, and just make sure that listen and know what you got to do. Choose your part, but you can also do anything you want. For me, I always said I'm going to do camera, but I ended up learning TD, graphics, so I learned to do all of it, and I enjoyed doing all of them. But, you know, just try to expand on what you know and what you can do here in telecom, and just go for it.
We're talking to Jason Hoyle and Darren Cooper, students right here on Sports Highlights in our June edition of our program. What about you?
Like he said, I would just say try everything, because you never know where that can take you. You might try camera one day and then say, you know, audio might be best for you, or graphics. You know, you have everything. So just really, you know, just have an open mind and just try everything.
But the fun thing is just working on your own laptop, creating something or digging something
Yes.
on Google or YouTube.
Yes,
correct?
yes, that
That's
as
just
well.
so much fun doing that. As far as field trips to the museum,
Yes.
how was that experience?
That was amazing. Like, I've gone to DC a few times, and I never knew that place existed. But when I went there and I got to see all the history of how news came to be, with whether it was regular newspaper to actual, you know, TV and shows and all that stuff, I thought it was so cool. And the history was just amazing, especially since I love history. I just thought it was so cool.
I mean, it was huge. Like, the building was huge. You literally need like a day of just you know, just walking around just to see everything. But it was very informative. I learned a lot about communications that I didn't know, and also about, you know, broadcasting. And yeah, it was a real good experience. And
Right. Of course, you got more confidence your senior year than you did your junior
Yes,
year,
sir.
because you've done so much more things.
Yes, sir.
Jason, you had a big commute from Woodside to getting here. How tough was that as far as traffic that you had to allow to be on time to work on these productions?
Well, I do live far away, and Woodside is far away from telecom, so coming to these productions like Sports Highlights or to do school board meetings, I did have to make sure I left a good 10 minutes before, because sometimes traffic on the way here and all the construction that's going on does make it difficult. But I make sure I get here on time the best I can, and I'm always ready to work when I get here.
Right, so pretty much when you have a production, that's all you can do that day.
yes, sir.
You
Yes,
learn
sir.
that pretty quick too. Academics, athletics, and activities. All right, you went to Woodside High School. Talk about your favorite academics classes and subjects.
I would have
you
to
enjoyed?
say history and government, but as well as the communications program, because I got here, of course. But those were my top two, and I just loved it. History was just been something I love, because I love the stories and the different things that's happened and stuff that really truly did happen. Even if the stories that they have in there that people told could be fake, you could still say, oh, well, I learned about what they thought, you know, what their views were. And it's just cool to learn different stories about different people from different time periods. And then coming here is just a new experience for me to do, and I just loved it.
I'm going to have to say English. I'm definitely a bookworm. I love reading. You know, you can never stop reading and learning. So I'm going to have to say English. I really like the poetry side of it. I like writing and just getting my thoughts out there, because, you know, thoughts are very powerful, and they could take you a long way. So I just like to, you know, just write everything down, you know.
Yeah, write, read, do all that stuff too. You can't stop learning, that's for sure, whether it's high school, college, master's, PhD. What did you like the most about Woodside High School?
I love how everyone that I would meet would always have like a smile on their face.
Nice.
We would go in there and you're like, school. Of course they would complain, but it's just when you see each other, it's like, hey, how you doing? You know, you're always greeting each other, hugging each other, you know, shaking each other's hands. But it's more of like that starting day kind of like puts a smile on your face to like be ready for the rest of the day, even though you know you're gonna do work all day or a test or a quiz. But it kind of like, you get to see like and feel this vibe of people are ready to see each other and, you know, just start the day out with a smile, you know, and everybody's always willing to joke and be there for each other. And it's just, I like it. Woodside just got that vibe of happiness.
Because that morning routine is never easy, right?
No, sir.
Especially during the
No,
winter.
sir. Yes, sir.
Talk about that. That's not easy.
You know, waking up at 6:50, well, 6:30 every morning, and it's 30 degrees outside, and your car's been sitting. You have to go in a cold car. It's freezing. The heat takes at least 10 minutes. You got to drive there. There's traffic, so you know you might be late. Teacher might not be having a great day. So you know it's a lot of factors into going there.
When you came to the telecom program after being at Woodside and Mitchell all day, was it like an escape to come here sometimes?
Yes, it's when you go to Woodside or any other school, it's always like you got work all day and you're just sitting there and you're just doing paperwork the whole time. But when you come here, it's like something that you get to relieve yourself of, and you get to come here and work on the cameras and work with all the cool equipment and learn something new and edit. Edit's one of my favorite things when I came here.
And the good thing is you work with adults and kids both.
Yes.
On all your projects.
Yes, sir.
That was a nice experience.
Yeah, it's always great getting experience from an older generation. You know, they've already done it before, and I haven't. So.
Right. But you're learning a lot on YouTube for sure.
Oh, yes.
I'll be asking you for advice here too. All right. Very good. That's Darren Cooper and Jason Well. All the best to your careers in the summer.
Thank you.
Very good. We learned a lot today from these kids. Let's talk their names again. Deja Brown, Ryan Mullen, Darren Cooper, Jason Hoyle, all giving of their time, their talent, and their treasure to make this telecom program what it is under great supervisors day in and day out. Congratulations to the juniors on this program and the seniors and the people working behind the scenes that you'll see on this credit list. So we'll take July off, come back in August, have a great summer. For Ray Price and the great crew, I'm Greg Picaveras. We'll talk to you soon.